Hello everyone and welcome to Knife Review 3000. Today we've got the CRKT CEO. It's been a very popular knife for CRKT. It comes in at about 40 bucks. This is the latest version with the flipper tab. I've got the thumbstud version too, and we'll compare them on the second half of the video. But as far as this one goes, you've got GRN scales. Comes in at about 2.1 ounces, so a very light knife, especially for having a just over 3-inch blade, 3.1-inch blade. It is 8CR13 MOV. You do have a reversible pocket clip on this one. So if you're a lefty and you just don't like the way that pocket clip feels, then you can switch it around. Other than that, you don't really have a need to switch it around since it is pretty ambidextrous handling there. You've got a liner lock with skeletonized steel liners. You've got a very slim blade. This is definitely a gentleman's knife. The size of the handle, the size of the blade, everything about it is pretty much screams gentleman's knife. So you're not going to be doing anything too heavy duty with this. With that said, it's well made. There's no wiggle in there. It's very sturdy. But with such a thin blade, it probably wouldn't last long doing anything real heavy duty. So just keep that in mind. But for day-to-day stuff, it would be just fine. Liner lock is inset, so it's a little bit of a pain to get to, but it works. It's doable. The action is very snappy. You've got quite a detent. A little bit more than most flippers to get it out, but then once you do, it pops right out. It does have the IKBS ball bearings, but given the weight of the blade, the length of it, they did really well with the geometry on there. So that's not an issue at all. You can do tip or first knuckle, and it's no problem. The scales, again, glass reinforced nylon scales, has a nice texture to it. We'll talk about the other ones on the other version, but they were a little slicker than this one. It has a nice texture. With something so small, it's nice to have a little more grip to it than the previous within the thumbstud version. Yeah, so very nice gentleman's knife. Let's talk a minute about the thumbstud version. Still glass reinforced nylon scales, but much slicker. Got a little bit of a texture, but I think they were kind of going for carbon fiber look on there. So that's one difference. Obviously, the biggest difference is going to be the thumbstud, which works very well. You have to get used to it, though. You have to hit it at just the right angle to get it to come out. If you try to go straight out, it's not going to go anywhere. So it takes some practice, but it's kind of a fun thing to practice. Get to fidget a little bit. Another big difference is going to be the pocket clip. This is a one position pocket clip, right hand tip down pocket clip, and I think they did a better job on this one, on the newer one, or on the flipper one. You've got it is reversible if you want to, but it definitely screams more gentlemanly than the old one. It's a good bit smaller, thinner. Doesn't have the brand name on it. I've never been a big fan of brand names on the pocket clips. Doesn't have the holes. So I think it's much more refined on the flipper version. So that's the biggest difference. They're both, I mean, dimensionally almost the same. There's slight difference in, let me do it this way, in the length and the shape at the bottom there where the pivot is. A little bit of a difference. CRKT says they weigh the same amount. The blade lengths are exactly the same. Pretty much everything's exactly the same dimensionally, but it does seem like that's a little, yeah, there's a little bit of a length difference, even though CRKT says there's not. But in any case, I really like the new one. I have thumb mobility issues, so I like flippers better than thumb studs, but can't really go wrong either one here. So it just kind of comes down to if you're a thumb stud or a flipper person. You know, the pocket clips might make a difference for you, but you know, it's not a huge deal for me either way. Having it reversible is a nice option if you like that. But you know, in any case, that's my take on this. The CRKT CEO. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you'd like to see more like this, please like and subscribe. And y'all have a good day. Thanks.